Lexapro can be life-changing for many, but it's not a magic pill. And if you don't understand how it works and what side effects to watch for, you could miss critical signs your body needs a different approach. Recently, a patient's question to me was, will Lexapro actually help me or just turn me into a zombie? The questions racing through your mind right now are the same ones I hear from my patients daily. So let's dive right in. Hi, I'm Dr. A. I'm an integrative psychiatrist. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 critical things about Lexapro that most doctors don't have time to explain, including the surprising way it changes your brain. Number 4 is extremely important, so you don't want to miss it. Let's start with what Lexapro really is. Lexapro, or escitalopram, belongs to a class of medications called SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Think of your brain's communication system as a busy intersection. Serotonin, your feel-good neurotransmitter, crosses this intersection to deliver messages of calm and well-being. In anxiety and depression, this serotonin gets swept away too quickly before it can deliver its message. Lexapro keeps serotonin in that intersection longer, allowing the message to be correctly received. A 2018 study in The Lancet found Lexapro to be among the most tolerable antidepressants. Now let's dive into the 5 things you absolutely need to know. Number 1. When does Lexapro actually start working? Lexapro doesn't work overnight. Many women say they gave up after a week or 2 because nothing happened. The reality is that while some people notice subtle changes in sleep or anxiety within the first week, the full antidepressant effects typically take 4 to 6 weeks to develop. This isn't because the medication is weak. It's because Lexapro doesn't just change chemical levels. It actually helps rewire neural pathways in the brain. A 2019 study in molecular psychiatry showed that SSRIs like Lexapro promote neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new connections. This process takes time, like rehabilitating a muscle after injury. So here's what to expect. In weeks 1 to 2, you might notice changes in sleep or slight reductions in anxiety. In weeks 3 to 4, mood improvements often begin. By week 6, you should experience the full therapeutic effect. The mistake many make: stopping too soon. If you're not feeling better after 2 to 3 weeks, don't give up. Talk to your doctor about staying the course or adjusting the dosage. Number 2, let's address the elephant in the room: side effects. You've probably heard horror stories online, but here's what the research actually shows. The most common side effects in the first 1 to 2 weeks include nausea, headaches, fatigue, drowsiness, and insomnia. Most of these initial side effects resolve within the first 2 weeks as your body adjusts. This is why I tell my patients, don't judge the medication by how you feel in the first week. Now let's talk about another concerning side effect: sexual dysfunction. Yes, it can happen. Some studies show that about 30 to 50% of women on SSRIs report some changes in sexual function, including reduced desire, arousal issues, and difficulty with orgasm. Now, weight gain, this is complicated. Long-term studies show an average weight gain of about 2 to 4 pounds over a year on Lexapro. But this is often related to improved appetite as the pressure lifts, not a direct metabolic effect of the medication. I'll share more about managing these side effects in a moment, but first, let's talk about what's happening in your brain. So number 3, the brain effects of Lexapro. This is fascinating and something I wish more patients understood. Lexapro doesn't just increase serotonin levels. Research from Yale University shows it actually helps regenerate connections between brain cells. Think of depression like a garden where the plants are withering. Lexapro doesn't just water the plants, it helps rebuild the soil and strengthen the roots. For women over 40, this is particularly important because estrogen fluctuations during perimenopause and menopause can affect brain function. This might explain why some women become more vulnerable to anxiety and depression during this life stage. Number 4, drug interactions with Lexapro. Lexapro interacts with some common medications and supplements that many women over 40 take regularly. 5 of these include NSAIDs like ibuprofen. When taken regularly with Lexapro, this can increase bleeding risk. Occasional use is generally acceptable, but daily use warrants a conversation with your doctor. St. John's wort. This popular supplement for mood can cause dangerous serotonin syndrome when combined with Lexapro. Migraine medications, triptans. This can also increase serotonin levels and potentially cause serotonin syndrome when combined with Lexapro. Blood thinners. Lexapro may slightly increase bleeding risk when combined with medications like warfarin. Alcohol. While not strictly dangerous in moderation, alcohol can worsen Lexapro's side effects and reduce its effectiveness. One of the most dangerous interactions is combining Lexapro with other serotonergic medications or supplements. This can lead to serotonin syndrome, a potentially life-threatening condition with symptoms including confusion, rapid heart rate, dilated pupils, and muscle rigidity. Always tell your doctor about all medications and supplements you're taking. Number 5, the right way to stop taking Lexapro. This is perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of Lexapro treatment. First, let's be clear. Lexapro is not addictive. You won't crave it or seek it out like substances of abuse. However, your brain adapts to its presence, so stopping it suddenly can cause discontinuation symptoms. These symptoms can include dizziness, electric shock-like sensations, often called brain zaps, irritability, anxiety, and flu-like symptoms. A study in the Journal of Clinical Psychiatry found that up to 66% of patients who stopped SSRIs abruptly experienced some discontinuation symptoms. What is the right approach? A slow, gradual taper under medical supervision. For someone on Lexapro for several months, this might mean reducing by small increments every 2 to 4 weeks. A 2019 study in the Lancet Psychiatry found that hyperbolic tapering, reducing by smaller percentages as the dose gets lower, resulted in significantly fewer discontinuation symptoms than linear tapering. So make sure you work with a psychiatrist who's familiar with hyperbolic tapering. For women in perimenopause or menopause, this gradual approach is even more important as hormonal fluctuations can intensify discontinuation effects. Remember that the decision to stop Lexapro should always be made with your doctor, even if you feel better. Many people benefit from staying on antidepressants for at least 6 to 12 months after symptoms resolve to prevent relapse. Some may need to be on medications much longer. While Lexapro can be beneficial, it works best when combined with other approaches. Here's what I recommend to my patients. Therapy, especially cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT), which has been shown to enhance SSRI effectiveness by up to 30% in some studies. Movement, just 30 minutes of moderate exercise 3 times weekly has been shown to boost SSRI effectiveness significantly. Anti-inflammatory diet, reducing processed foods and increasing omega-3s can help address the inflammatory component of depression. Stress management. Practices like meditation or deep breathing activate the parasympathetic nervous system, complementing Lexapro's effects. Sleep hygiene. Improving sleep quality can dramatically enhance Lexapro's effectiveness. Remember, Lexapro isn't a magic bullet. It's a tool that works best when part of a comprehensive approach to mental wellness. And if you want to learn more about natural approaches that complement medications, check out this next video.